now that we have successfully thrown shredded carrot and apple all over ourselves and the kitchen, don't worry about it, it's okay. Oh, look at our pretty muffins. Hey guys, let's make muffins. Today I'm going to be making a recipe out of my fun little cookbook here, and I would show you the recipe, but there's some swear words in there. So I will find a link for this so you guys can go check it out yourself. Even if you don't make any recipes out of here, it's hilarious to just read through the recipes. The recipe we're going to be making is a shredded carrot and apple muffin recipe. So to start, we're going to preheat our oven to 375 degrees and either grease your muffin tin or use muffin liners, and I'm going to be using muffin liners. Once you've prepped your muffin tin, go ahead and set it aside. And before we start mixing any of our ingredients together, I'm going to get our carrots and apple shredded. So the recipe calls for 1.5 cups of grated carrots, saying that's about 3 medium carrots, and then a 1/3 cup of grated apple, and they say that is about 1 small apple. I think I technically have a medium apple here. I may or may not measure our 1/3 cup of apple. I've made this before and put in all of the apple, and it's been alright to use all of it. And you can use whatever kind of apple you like to eat. So today I have a Pink Lady apple. And today I'm just going to be grating my carrots and apple by hand. If you have a quicker or an easier way to do that, I encourage you to do so. It'll be a lot quicker and possibly safer for your hands. So if you're grating everything by hand, just be careful. Alright, now that we have successfully shredded our carrots and apple, and have successfully thrown shredded carrot and apple all over ourselves and the kitchen, we can get it all together and put it into a medium bowl. This is where we are going to mix our wet ingredients together. Don't leave any of that goodness in there, in your shredder. Now that we have the hardest part done, if you have any big chunks of carrot in there, I would take those out. And I realize I did not shred my carrots, but if you think that would be better for you, go ahead and shred your carrots. I just leave them on because honestly I'm lazy, and second, there's a lot of nutrients in the outside of the carrots, so I just leave it on there, as long as they're clean. Alright, so let's get our dry ingredients mixed in together. The recipe calls for 2¼ cups of whole wheat pastry flour. I do not have whole wheat pastry flour, but I have whole wheat flour and all-purpose flour. So what I'm going to do is use 1¼ cups of whole wheat flour and 1 cup of all-purpose flour. And be sure to spoon your flour into your measuring cup. We want it nice and light so that we don't have too much flour in our muffins and they become dry. We don't want dry muffins. So 1 cup of all-purpose flour. And then 1. And 1/4 cups of whole wheat flour. To that we add a 1/2 cup of white sugar, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, 1.5 teaspoons of ground cinnamon. I'm going to add 2 because I like a lot of cinnamon. And then 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Salt helps our flavors pop. Let's give that all a whisk. Now back to our wet ingredients. To our fruit and veg, we're going to add 1 1/4 cups of milk. The recipe calls for a non-dairy milk, so I have oat milk today. You can use whatever you have. Regular cow's milk will work just fine. Sweetened or unsweetened, doesn't matter. Vanilla would be okay too. So with our 1 1/4 cups worth of milk in there, we're going to add 1/4 cup of oil. The recipe says olive or grapeseed. If you have neither, vegetable oil will do the trick. To that, we're going to add a tablespoon of lemon juice, or thereabouts. And the last ingredient for me is going to be a teaspoon of vanilla extract. I know you're probably shocked that I actually measured it this time. Back to our dry ingredients. Let's go ahead and we're going to add our wet ingredients into our dry ingredients. Just pour it all in there. And then let's fold the wet ingredients into the dry ingredients. We don't want to overmix this because that will give us tough, chewy muffins, and we want light and fluffy muffins. Make sure you scrape down to the bottom and get all that flour up from the bottom of your bowl. And that's our goal here, for not over mixing. Just keep stirring gently until all of your flour is mixed in and you can't see any more dry flour. I think we have it. It smells awesome, that cinnamon, nice and aromatic. So as you can see, it's really a thick mixture, but don't worry about it, it's okay. This is the step, this is the point in the recipe where if you would like to add chopped pecans or walnuts or whatnot, go ahead and fold them in now. And then once you've done that, or if you're going to skip that step, we can go ahead and plop our batter into our muffin tin. So I like to use a 1/4 cup measuring cup to more evenly fill my muffin tins. If you have one of the large cookie scoops, or a large ice cream scoop, that is also a great tool because you have the mechanism in it that helps you clean out the bowl of the scoop. But a measuring cup works in a pinch. So I still have some batter left in here, so I'm just going to bulk up some of my muffins. I don't want to leave any of my batter left in there, so gonna scrape it out. Or the batter actually tastes pretty nice, so if you want to eat some of your batter, I'm not telling you what to do. I will not advocate for that, but you know, people will do what they want to do. There are no raw eggs, but there is raw flour. So if you got any of your batter outside of your muffin cups, clean that off just so it doesn't burn while it's in the oven. And we are going to pop these in the oven for 18 to 20 minutes, the recipe says. So let's start with 18 and we'll check them then. Oh, look at our pretty muffins. So don't get too excited quite yet. We have to make sure that they're done. If you have a cake tester, go ahead and use that, or I have my handy dandy toothpick. So we're going to take one of our biggest muffins and poke it in the middle. And I still have quite a bit of uncooked batter on my toothpick, so I'm going to pop these muffins back in the oven for 2 more minutes, and then we will see how they're doing. All right, let's try it again. Still wet batter, so we're gonna pop it in for another 2 minutes. Just because I don't want to overbake them, so 2-minute increments are usually pretty safe. All right, let's see where we're at. Almost there. We're almost there. And I think mine are taking a little bit longer than the recipe said it would take, because I'm pretty positive that I added more apple for sure than what the recipe called for. So I just have extra moisture in my muffins from extra apple and possibly carrots too. Beautiful. So the only thing that was left on my toothpick was a little bit of muffin crumb. So like I said, if it takes longer than the 18 to 20 minutes that the recipe calls for, don't worry about it. Just keep cooking at 1 to 2 minute increments and testing it with your cake tester or a toothpick, making sure it comes out clean. So now the hard part of waiting for them to cool off. You can cool them on a wire rack for 15 minutes, but the recipe says to wait 15 minutes before eating them. I know, but I'll wait so I don't burn my mouth. I've patiently waited those 15 minutes. Let's dig in. Now, if it's not completely cool, some of the muffin is still going to stick to your muffin liners. I don't know about foil ones, but the paper ones, I notice it sticks more to if the muffin isn't completely cool. Look at that. Lots of carrot in there. Let's give it a go. Now this is a legitimate muffin. It's not very sweet. We only had a half a cup of sugar in there, but it is good. You get that nice warmth from the cinnamon. It tastes like a less sweet carrot cake. So you can eat it plain just like this. It'd be nice for something to grab and go in the morning, or a nice little snack that's actually got some nutrients in it. But if you wanted to kick it up a notch, I'm not gonna do it with you guys, but you can make a cream cheese frosting and put it on top. And the sweetness from the cream cheese frosting mixed with the not super sweet muffin, oh, that would be delicious. But give these a try, guys. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment down below if you do make them. I'd love to hear about it. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more videos from me, hit that subscribe button and that bell. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.